Tunisia with the kickoff, high action kickoff. Let's see if Burkina Faso can deal with it. They do extremely well to handle that. Send the ball wide to their playmaker, Joel Damas. Ball available at the back of that ruck. Again, Burkina Faso have been very patient in their build-ups. They're very strong on the ball. There was no obvious release by the Tunisian. That's what the referee has called a penalty. So again,
Radwin Hamami just a little bit too eager to get his hands on the ball, and he hands the Burkina Faso team a very opportune chance to just start afresh on their counter-attack from the restart there.
Indeed, as I said, Burkina Faso is very patient with the ball. They've got set plays. Their coach Bronson Ware has put in them a lot of structure, and they're very calm to execute a play that didn't look straight from where I was standing. However, the referee says play on Tunisia's first foray with a short picky pass in the midfield, and that breaks the line, and that number 12
Radwin Hamami
saunters over for Tunisia's first try. Excellent play, set play, first phase.
No one that's going to be able to read that. They've done it in the first game, they've done it again in this one.
Another good long reset, making it competitive enough for the Tunisians to get knocked on by the Tunisians. And actually it's a penalty because the ball was knocked on by Tunisia and then received in an offside position. And that gives Burkina Faso another chance to start crafting a way up the field. Their playmaker, Joel Damas, setting up that platform. Slow and steady, sending it wide. Tunisia are marshalling the defense. Good side steps in there by the Burkina Faso team. Unfortunately, they were unable to secure that ball, and Tunisia was competitive with it at the breakdown in their half, and they're going the conservative route, and they're going to kick themselves into a good field position and start inside the Burkina Faso half and see if they can build.
They do not have possession of the ball.
Obed Chai puts it in. That wasn't straight this time, and therefore advantage is lost by Tunisia. There's an option that Burkinabe has chosen, is to have a scrum and reconstruct a move and get themselves up the field. Damas with the ball. Osam with the ball in the midfield. He's really good with the ball in hand and as a clever player. Clever kick on the west. Burkina Faso had loaded their players. Slow run, picked up the ball, excellent footballing skills.
Oh, what a clearance from that breakdown, and that will be entry from the side. You've got to use the gate there at that breakdown.
Joel Damas sizing up the Tunisian defense, well marshaled by two players. Burkina still have the ball in hand, in possession of the ball. They're trying to attack the line, they're on the 5-yard line. However, the referee seems to have seen a knock-on by Burkina Faso. He was consulting with his stat judges, but a seatbelt tackle by Tunisia earns them a yellow card.
Yeah, Sylvain Mani there was playing the advantage for offside, and then there's any subsequent infringement at that point was going to have some.
Faso has a chance to respond. Slow and steady as they always have been. Damas with the ball, takes on the Tunisian defense. Remember, it's 6-on-7 with Burkina Faso having the extra man. The passes are going backwards, but Burkina Faso maintaining possession of the ball. Tunisia's defense is holding resolute. Slow and steady, ball available for Burkina Faso. They have a man wide on the right-hand side. They decide to go back into the middle. Poor pass going wide, again losing the advantage. Damas now has to think about what he's doing. 2-on-1. Excellent kick there. Does he have the legs and pace? His height is his advantage, however. With the input for that scrum, remember Tunisia still has 6 men on 7, and Burkina Faso's harassing that scrum, and unfortunately for them, they infringe in the scrum, giving Tunisia a chance to relieve the pressure by clearing their lines with a penalty from that scrum down.
Like as you had said earlier about the team being a man down, you will take as long as you can to reset at that penalty or at that breakdown.
Error there by Tunisia. They did not get the ball out, so Burkina Faso still has the ball in play. Damas is attacked quickly by the Tunisian Abel Bahri. He still has the ball in hand. He's done extremely well to let go of that ball and keep possession for his team. Good play. Unfortunately, the referee deems that to be a knock forward by Burkina Faso, and they're losing the advantage. The yellow card has come back on. Sami Minsi back on, and Tunisia still holding that 5-point lead.
You want to inflict the pain. You now that you have the upper hand in this arm wrestle, you want to inflict the pain and go into the break with an even bigger advantage.
Scrum, Tunisia goes right. They're sizing up the Burkina Faso defense. However, they're being pretty slow about it. But this turnover, if indeed it is one, will signal halftime, because that should create a scrum for Burkina Faso. However, because they were lifting the man off the ground, the referee deems that to be a penalizable offense, and that's a penalty to Tunisia. So they remain with possession, and the half keeps going as Tunisia considered maybe trying to score before the end of the half. They've taken it out, and the ref is going to play this line out. I'm not sure if they heard the whistle.
Ball into touch, but Tunisia are going for that kill into the break, which is stretching the first half longer than they would have loved.
Burkina Faso steals that line out. They have now got a chance. They have a good switch interplay from the wing. They're going to size up their men. They've kept possession of the ball. However, the ref says those were forward passes, and that would bring us to the end of that first half, considering that the Huta has blown, and indeed it is halftime. Tunisia go in with a 5-point lead. Desperate to have kept that at only 5 points, but they've done well, and let's see whether the coaches can try and inspire some. The one more half to go. Tricky restart. They have changed sides, and if they recover this, that would be an excellent riposte. Again, Tunisia tries to kick the ball. Ball is recovered by Tunisia, and it's advantage to them because Burkina Faso knocked that on. They're sizing their men up. Abdel Bahri with a dinky run in the midfield. Ball open and available. Chabi Obeid sends the ball wide. Tunisia making the first foray into the Burkinabe half.
Oh, that's a beautiful offload.
Excellent offload, but unfortunately a knock phone. But the ref says play on. Tunisia still have possession of the ball. They've got a man over on this side. Tunisia sizing up the Burkina Faso defense. The Burkina Faso defense holding structure, but he goes wide. And Zaid Haj Ruma skins Joel Damas and scores in the middle of the post for Tunisia's second try. The cameraman at the end of that play didn't get the best of that.
Sevens rugby is short and fast-paced, and like they said, there's no substitute for raw pace. Zaid Hajruma showing the Burkinabe playmaker Joel Damas a clean pair of wheels to beat him on the outside and then go around and score under the up.
Excellent play by Tunisia. Burkina Faso has to respond. They look a little bit disjointed at this moment, but tackling the man in the air was the infringement, and the ref has something to say about that. The opportunity for Tunisia to go beyond reach in this tie.
So what you do if you're Burkina Faso, your man is down, you play 6 men for 2 minutes, and then you make a substitution for the injured player so that you can come back to full complement. But the first thing is to ensure that you do not suffer any more damage on the scoreboard.
As Tunisia not sure of who to bring on and when to do so.
Yeah, and similar to Tunisia is Burkina Faso, who are trying to test the limit of the regulations. There's a man who is injured, but then he got a yellow card, so they cannot make their substitution. So they'll have to wait for 2 minutes. And meanwhile, they get to attack with just a man disadvantage.
Excellent play by Burkina Faso. Ball available at the base of that scrum. Good show and go. Will he go all the way? He's got 2 men outside him. If that ball sticks, they should be able to move that ball swiftly. Again, very patient build-up by Burkina Faso. The crowd is actually shouting instructions to tell them where the men who are free are. Big sidestep. He sits him down. Unfortunately, that intercept is deemed illegal because he was standing in an offside position, but that was an wicked sidestep.
Man. He did everything so well, did that sidestep, left his man sitting on his behind, but then that pass that was intercepted, very, very lucky to get away with that offload.
Penalty to Burkina Faso. Slow and steady as they've always done. They're not in a rush to do anything. They're going, marching up the field. All they have to do is not make any errors, and they should be able to get advantage.
Yeah, someone's going to the bench.
Infringement by Tunisia, and the referee is calling a stop to the game, and he's also going to dish out another yellow card to the Tunisians, and now we're even in terms of the cards. However, Burkina Faso's card has just come back on.
Suffer defending all the way from the opposite 22, and now they have the try line just in front of them.
And the try is given. Short play, short pass by Damas. Then they accelerated the pace after they had been walking quite slowly. Burkina have drawn first blood, converted the try. They're only 5 points behind. 7 plays, 12. Burkina Faso have an extra man. And if they're able to consolidate this kickoff, they might be able to have a different outcome for the game.
And they do.
They do.
They do. The ball is one back after being left to bounce by the Tunisian defense.
But Tunisia does well to disrupt that breakdown. Penalty advantage to them for
holding on.
Holding on. Depending on how well they execute this kick, which they haven't. Again, ball is still in play. Burkina Faso still can come back at them. Same mistake led to the other try this time. Damas in the middle of the field, sending the man wide. Sizing up the Tunisian defense. He skimpers on, makes his way through the midfield again. Very patient they are, this Burkina Faso team.
That's an intentional knock forward there.
Again, another man yellow carded. Time is up on the field. Let's count how many Tunisians are left. They're 5 on 7. Burkina Faso, all they have to do is score a try that they convert and they'll win the game. But they make the worst error you can make in a situation like this.
Oh no!
And the game is over. They've lost the opportunity. Tunisia have won this game and they should be in a position to be extremely happy.
Center referee Sylvain Man is still consulting with his technical bench. The hooter went, oh yeah, and the message is sent over that that was the last play of the game. The Burkinabe will be going to bed thinking about how they let that 2-man advantage go begging.
They let one slip, they let one slip, they left one at Shadow Rugby Club and they're dejected. If you can see them on the field now. Unfortunately for them, this is the way the cookie crumbles. You've got to make your passes stick and then you'll be able to move forward. Tunisia has given themselves a chance. One more chance to see if they can be part of the proceedings tomorrow with one win. If they win their game against Zambia tomorrow, they will have something to say about the semi-finals. Burkina Faso, unfortunately, with that second loss in the group stages, may no longer be in contention for the semi-final spot.